Newsflash is brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still, fun papa fee.
Many thanks for staying with us here on Prime On, and it's time for us to get into Newsflash. It's proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise, still phones, and that's where you need your electronic gadgets. So we're talking about phones, we're talking about CCTV cameras, we're talking about refrigerators, we're talking about television that have large screens from 32 to 55 inches. You can get all of these and even more when you come to Franco Trading Enterprise. We've got accessories for you as well. So if you need that phone accessory, it's the best place you can buy from. Quality is assured. And you need to give us a call. 0555939311 is the number you can call us on. And also, we're available on your phones. All you have to do is to download the app, Google Play Store, and you're good to go. It's Franco Trading app, and you have Franco in your hands. Our website is www.francotrading.com. And you can also make some inquiries over there. If you need any info, you can just go there and get it. Please do not call any numbers you pick on social media to do business with us. Call the numbers that we give you over here. And the app is also available for you to get all the information you need. And so just download it and you're good to go. Do not buy any inferior product that will not last longer. Franco Trading Enterprise is assured of quality, and so please come there and get one for yourselves. We'd like to say a big thank you to them for making it possible for us to have this conversation this morning here on the show. And we need you to be very interactive with us today here on the show. All you have to do is to send your messages on our WhatsApp line. It's very active. On Facebook, we're streaming live as well. You can also send your messages over there, and we'll be more than glad to read from you. So the past 3 days, we've been trying as much as possible to scrutinize the NPP Manifesto for the youth, and it's been quite a good run. We're still looking at some aspect of it, and today we'll be looking at a new one that they say they want to put in place to ensure that some informal sector people who apply their trades in that area are able to get some sort of pension monies to cater for their lives. They're looking at traders, they're looking at fishermen. They're also looking at people who, are doing all sort of business that do not directly come to the formal sector. And so we want to find out what exactly they intend to do with this scheme. They call it a special scheme, and want to find out how funding will be made available as well as far as this scheme or this policy is concerned. And so you want to share your thoughts on that, let us know. It's called the Moniyo scheme, the Moniyo scheme. And so you can send your messages to us. Let us know what you think about it. You think that after elections, we've got monies to, put in place to ensure that some of these things are done or not. I'll be introducing my guest in the studio in a couple of minutes, but let's see what the front pages of the newspapers are saying. I've got over here Daily Graphic. It says, we'll build prosperous nation. Alan Chermanting has been also talking for the past few days, and he's been speaking a lot, especially what we can do to make this country a better country. Now, present circumstance must influence your vote. Togbe Afere speaks on that as well. Public lands are secure. Minister assures nation. And quantum new gas committed to cylinder recirculation. That's also captured on the front page of the Daily Graphic. At the back page, it says, Telogana hands over 180-bed dormitory to Methodist SHS, and See Something, Say Something campaign intensified in the Upper East, especially with the upcoming elections. Now, away from that, let's get to the Chronicle. The Chronicle says state land capture tag is politically motivated, says Junapo, the Lands and Mineral Resources Minister. Campaign on prudence, not populism. That's IFS, who's urging government, NPP to launch Manifesto of Lies. Mahama says so. That's captured on the front page of the Chronicle. At the back page over there, a few stories on sports. I can't speak. Mourinho criticizes referee after loss. Naomi Osaka admits she feels strange on court after maternity break. And also Napoli offer Chelsea Victor Osimhen as part of swap deal for Romelu Lukaku. Those are some stories making rounds on sports at the back page of the Chronicle. The Custodian is here this morning. It says public lands are safe under Akufo-Addo, says Jinapo. Ghana's inflation drops to 20.9%, and Mahama cries in Volta over drop in votes. That's also captured by the Custodian, and he's got a handkerchief. I don't know whether it's a true reflection of what the situation is. But I'm thinking that he's trying to clean some sweat. But, well, it looks like the newspaper is saying otherwise. Now, the Daily Dispatch is here this morning. It says Mohammed's free fees for first-year students will be reviewed. NDC MP contradicts Mohammed. Now, who wins the Okaikwe seat in the Greater Accra? There's a big question mark over there. NDC's Ladi or NPP's Tokua? That's a big question mark over there. If you grab a copy of the Dispatch, you can read about it. And that will be all for the various newspapers on the front page is here today. Don't forget that you can send your messages to us. Let us know what you think about our major story we're looking at this morning. The NPP will be launching their manifesto this weekend as well. We're definitely going to be getting into it also. Now, don't forget, we're also giving you money here on the show. So star 281 hash is the number you dial right now. And make sure you play and play and play. I'll be giving out money today. Somebody won yesterday. We'll be calling the person to find out exactly what the person has been using the money for. You know, we care about you, and so want to find out if you're using the money for the right things, all right? So yeah, I'll be speaking to that winner here this morning, and you have to continue to play. Star 8281 hash. The option is 7, which is Joy Prime, and then you go to how much you can actually play. It starts from 5 cities upwards, and you never can tell. You get to win 1,000 Ghana cedis, 2,000 Ghana cedis, and even more for yourself. If you've ever played before, you can still continue to play this morning as well. All right. So let me introduce my guest in the studio. As always, we've got lawyer Kwame Jantua here with us. He's a senior member of the CPP and also representing the oil and gas sector, AGI, here with us this morning. Lawyer, good morning. I hope you're good.
By his grace. How are you?
I'm very well. I was expecting that you would maintain the first one that I saw, and I mean your glasses.
Oh, on set?
Yes, please.
I have nothing to hide.
I needed the viewers to see how extra handsome you
I
look.
said I have nothing to hide.
How extra your handsome and young you looking.
I have nothing to hide. But if you want me to wear
I'll wear. It would be bad for them to see you.
No.
In your
I have nothing to hide. It's medicated, but I have nothing to hide.
But you look good in mid, by
God is
and
good.
thanks for making time for us.
Thank you.
We're grateful.
You changed your shirt again today, Papa.
Yes, thanks to Twist Clothing.
The
Twist Clothing says he wants me
embodiment
to use
of youth.
yoga. Yes, he wants me to be very youthful this morning, so he decided to put this together for me, and I love it. I think it's a good one. Anyway, Fad Usman is here. He's communications team member for the NPP. Fad, you good?
I'm very well.
Last week you were here.
Yes, last week I was here.
Okay. And you're here today.
We're here to serve.
Correct.
Yeah, and I believe we'll be here to continue serving the good people of this country.
Very necessary. Very necessary. It's important that we all do our bit as Ghanaians, as patriotic citizens, and not being spectators, but being citizens. Very well. E.A. Metununo is here representing the NDC, bro. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay, man.
I know it's not been easy the past, 72 hours? You guys have been on the road explaining and making sure people get to understand the policy for
yeah, that was the day we launched our Youth Manifesto was the International Youth Day.
Yeah.
So we took the opportunity as a party that recognizes the importance of the youth in the development of the nation, a party that thinks about the youth to launch our manifesto for the youth. However, we'll be launching our main manifesto on the 24th in Cape Coast. So you're all invited to hear the message of hope. In 2020, our manifesto was the People's Manifesto. I would not like to go ahead of the card to tell you what the name of the 2024 manifesto will be.
We have a name for that as well.
Oh yeah, but then it's
very similar to what we had previously.
It's a message it's a message of hope. It's a message that's going to resonate with the good people of Ghana. And you can see from even the launch of the Youth Manifesto, you can see how people have welcomed it, especially the youth.
Have you run into the conversation on social media that actually seeks to claim that some of the questions were given to the people by the communications team?
Oh, at this point in time, whether questions were given or questions are not given to the communication team is neither here nor there. I'm focused on the content of the manifesto and the hope that it brings to the youth of this nation. So there are different aspects of it, which we'll be looking at one of the aspects today.
Yeah.
And I like the young lady, how she simplified the 24-hour economy. If you say you don't understand, 24-hour economy simply means that Formula 133, one job, 3 people, 3 shifts. That's the 24-hour economy. So my brothers in the MPP, if you don't understand, I think that the young lady did a very good job to simplify it for them to understand. And you look at policies, and I mentioned one the other time, KMJ. See, one of the main problems that we have as a nation, as a youth, you finish your university first degree, you finish your master's degree, sometimes PhD, and you start life. You get a girlfriend, you need to get married, and you do not have accommodation. You are paying rent and all that. There's something in there in the Youthful Manifesto for the youth of Ghana. See, John Dramani Mahama is telling us that any youth who is working is a salaried worker, whether in the private sector or in the government sector, and you want an accommodation, be a two-bedroom self-contained, a 3-bedroom self-contained, depending on your affordability. So far as you're earning about 2,000 to 3,000 Ghana cedi, choose the land of your location. If you have a land, okay, the design to be given to you, and then you choose the design of your choice, wherever it is, not on government lands or anything. If you have a land, but if you don't have a land, the government is going to provide, it's going to be added to it. It will be deducting small for the next 15 to 20 years. You don't spend, and within 9 months, the building is going to be completed, handed over to you until you're done with the payments, and the papers are handed over to you. If you don't want this, what do you want? You want to continue paying rent? So this
it's one of them that we'll be getting into. I'm sure, progressively
just
we'll have a way of interrogating some of these
message and you're running like that.
Let me. The focus on Moniyo scheme, and this is how they explain it. So he says that we shall introduce an insurance scheme known as Moniyo to provide special pension schemes for informal sector workers, such as commercial drivers, farmers, fishermen, traders, market women, artisans, among others, to improve their livelihood and retirement. But I don't know where you sit on the Manifesto Committee in terms of the youth, but what informed this decision to give people of that sector this kind of pension scheme?
All right, thank you, KMG, and a very good morning to your cherished viewers. A good morning to the entire crew, and then my fellow panelists here in the studio. And I'd like to say a good morning, and may the blessings of God and God continue to bless and protect the incoming president of Ghana. For the past few days, I've seen that there's hope in Ghana. I've seen that our nation is on the verge of being rebuilt by John Dramani Mahama leading this country. When you look at the Moniyo policy that seeks to address the informal sector. Now, let me take time to explain exactly what we mean. You see, KMJ, coming from a fishing community, as a Ga boy, coming from Bukum, Jamestown, Gamashi, and you see our fishermen, okay? They are in the informal sector, and they work all their lives, they take care of their kids, and then all that. By the time that their strength begins to fail them, by the time that age begins to catch up on them, that they can no more go for fishing. And you look at their lifestyle, sometimes when some of their kids neglect them, that the kids don't come back to take care of them, you realize that they become very miserable in their old age, and most of them don't even live long. That is not only peculiar to fishermen. You come to the farmers, you come to traders, those who sell, my sisters who sell tomatoes at Makola, those who sell beans and gari, those who sell wachi. In fact, all the people engulfed in the informal sector, when they come on, they get to their old age, that they can no more work, their strength begins to fail them. What is there to support them? So if you look at the policy that the NDC brought out to address the informal sector, first of all, we are saying that today came day. If you send somebody to go and learn apprenticeship in carpentry, go and learn an apprenticeship in masonry, go and learn an apprenticeship in maybe as an electrician. Okay, most of them don't want to go. Everybody wants to go to the universities and go and do banking and finance. Everybody wants to go and do law. People want to go and do medicine and all that because they'll be awarded with certificates. And we, as a nation, we tend down to look down on people without these certificates. So first of all, in addressing the informal sector, what NDC is saying is that, what John Dramani Mahama is saying is that what the next president of Ghana, the president for the youth and the president to rebuild Ghana is saying is that, see, everybody in the informal sector, that you want to learn any form of apprenticeship, jobs in the informal sector, like carpentry, like masonry, like being an electrician and all that, you're going to be awarded a professional learning certificate. A professional learning, so now you become a professional carpenter, you become a professional painter, you become a professional electrician. And we are teaming up with the Technical and Vocational Education Training Institute to help in awarding these certificates to people who go and do apprenticeship. Otherwise, you can go to the vocational schools, the technical vocational schools, and then you get them. But this time around, even when you are doing apprenticeship just at the seamstress opposite your house, we are going to team up with TVET, we enroll them on it, make sure that you get all the comprehensive training on it, and we award you with these professional learning certificates. For people in the informal sector, it adds value to you. KMG, today, when you're building a house and you want a professional tiler to tile your house, I don't know whether anybody has done construction in these recent times. Most of the people that we use in doing the tiling in this country now are people from Togo, are people from Ivory Coast. Today, if you are sewing, if you have a sewing shop, that fashion designers, they call them of late, okay, most of their apprentices, most of the people that they use in sewing are not people from Ghana, because they say the skills of most of the Ghanaians do not have the skills that they need. If you are doing the POP on your ceiling, most of the people that you use are the Francophones. We don't use the Ghanaians. It's only a few Ghanaians that have got that skill. Go to our oil sector. The people that's why we don't have professional welders in Ghana. Most of them are important into this country.
It's not because most of the people are running away from it because you are done with all the skills and you don't have the job. The government is not providing enough. NDC, and I said government, I'm referring to NDC, NPP. The youth have got skills in all these places you're mentioning, but because they do not find work, I know people who've got skills and have diverted into something else because they feel that there's ready markets in that place. So obviously we'll go out to bring people, foreigners, to come and do the job for us.
So the fact that
all the government's not failed.
So the fact that we are going out to bring people means that there's a demand for the skill.
But it's been like that over the period.
Yes,
the government that has come knows that people need a job, people who have skills, people who can paint, they can do all of these things, but they are not providing them the ready job.
Have you checked the job, the finishing job of these imported people, that the Francophones, when they do the tiling? Those who come and do the POP, and compared to the people that we have, our own people that we have in Ghana. And if you want value for money, as a private man that you are building your lifetime residence, see how it's expensive to build in Ghana. Which of them are you going to go for? They tell you that these people are professionals, these people are well trained, these people have got certification in these jobs, and they're going to do a good job. And then the people who go and then 2x4, and then they say they call themselves artisans in some specific fields, and then they will not do a good job. Which of them are you going to go for? That is why we, as the National Democratic Congress, identifying the problem that has to do with people in those sectors. We are saying that, see, it's about time that we build our own people. It's about time that we build the people in the informal sector that are learning those skills. So we would award them, even when you are doing an apprenticeship. You don't have money to qualify you to go to a technical and a vocational training institute, and you're learning sewing from the roadside seamstress. You're learning, we'll build all those people, those master craftsmen, we'll build them to a certain standard, we'll certify them, and then you go and learn, and then you will be awarded with professional certification. When you're learning how to do the POP, you're learning how to do painting, we are going to award you with these things. When you're bidding for big contracts, you come to the government sector, even in the private sector, you can come with word of mouth and say you're a painter, unless somebody gives you a recommendation. But then when you're bidding for these contracts, you need to address them with some sort of, give them some certification, and then you be awarded the contract. We have identified the problem. We know that there are skills here. We know that our people are not lazy. We know that the youth want to do the job. So therefore, this is what we are saying. We are going to award them with this professional learning certificates so that even those in the skills and the vocational areas, they get something that they can stand on to be able to be marketable to get a job.
Okay.
Having done that...
No, I'll come back to you. We'll be looking at the other aspect of it, which is funding. I don't know whether you want to talk about that now.
No, having done that, now that they get a job and then they are working in the informal sector, now it brings out to the fact that when you work for some number of years and your strength fails here, you're no more able to work, what happens to you? Do you retire without doing any kind of job? How do you survive? If you have some sort of ailment, you got BP, maybe you got diabetes, even food to eat, how are you going to survive? For we in the formal sector, once we are working and our salaries are structured, you see that there's a deduction that goes into our social...
For SNIT?
Yes, for SNIT. And then there's
so
a second
like
tier.
A SNIT sort of.
And there's a second tier. So what we're saying is that we need to ensure the people in the informal sector, having identified what the problem is, in giving them the certification so that they become more marketable. What are we doing for them when they go on retirement? The people, my mother who is selling right now Amokola tomatoes, somebody who's selling Gary today, somebody who's an electrician, what are we doing for them? So the money year policy is there to ensure that these farmers these fishermen, these traders, these artisans, when their strength begins to fail them, when they do not have the energy to carry on with the jobs that they are doing, their pensions or their old age will be
take care of
secured.
them. Okay, very well. Let me come to you, Fat.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin. First, let me say a good morning to our viewers and also to my uncle here. It's been a while. It's been a while. And my brother here. You see, it's very interesting how our brothers from the NDC thinks that when you're heading towards any elections, all you have to do is pick up informations from whatever source, repackage them, rename them, and give it all fancy kinds of names. What is the name of this one? Moniyo, right? Moniyo. I want you to help me with this news item. This is coming from the Senate. Last year, Senate, the Senate had this engagement in Upper West region, Upper West. That's Upper West Regional Capital, WA. And during that engagement, you see, it's funny how all of a sudden they tell us that the informal sector is not being catered for under Senate. I'm surprised they put this in their manifesto. Look out for that news items. Senate engages informal sector last year and encourage them to partake in some of their policies they are rolling out as far back last year. So what becomes so new about it now that you have to put it in your SRC manifesto? Forgive me if I use that word. Because what we've seen so far, what we've heard so far from them, clearly indicates that this is an SRC contest to them. They see it as an SRC contest where they have to put together some information just to come and hoodwink everybody in this country and tell us that, oh, this is what we are going to do, 133 or whatever. I find it very, 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 very funny why you have to even make those pronouncements here. Because as we speak now, you people have not been able to even explain concretely what you people mean by your policies. Because I've seen contradictions all over. If you look at the policies they've rolled out so far from Monday, today is Thursday, within 4 days, there have been series of contradictions
But can they have the SNID and also have the Moniyo? Because the SNID, I understand.
So there's a SNID.
It's seed.
You've seen it.
It's called seed, which is the self-employed SNID drive.
For who? For who?
The same.
What's the target group? The target group is
the same people you're meant.
The target group is.
It's the same.
The target group is informal sector.
Exactly, but what I'm saying
so
is,
what is
can't they have that money?
No, what is money? What is money? When
taking care of the other ones that
no.
What they tell this one is a special
towards who are the targets? The target
scheme.
group.
That's a special scheme. That's how
the target group is.
So they can't.
That. The target group is the informal sector. Already, Senate is running a program or a policy for this same informal sector. So if you come and sit here this morning and give it a very catchy name, Moniyo.
That's just rolled out a couple of.
This is a clear indication. I believe.
When did they roll out that?
Which one?
The seed.
As of last year, Senate, the former managing director of Senate, right, was in Upper West, engaging informal sectors, the drivers and other.
So is it operational?
It's in operation. It's in operation.
You can say that for a fact.
It's in operation because if he's urging them to join, he's not telling them we are starting. He's urging them to join the program. As of last year, to tell you that they've started running the program. Do you get the point? So what I'm trying to say this morning is very simple.
June 2023.
June 2023.
Yeah.
I'm happy
you make reference to last
I'm happy you're giving me the date and
no.
Can I continue? Go. Thank you very much. So basically, it exposes the kind of, shall I say, shoddy work the NDC as a political organization is trying to do moving towards these elections. Why do I say this? You see, again, on this, it's all about youth development, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you look at their 2012 manifesto, they indicated similar program, similar 2012, when they had opportunity to be in governance for 4 years. They had a similar program, the youth development program. They talked about 10 million jobs, 10 million Ghana cedis as seed for youth development, setting up some agencies in district levels and a whole lot of English and confusing everybody. But I've indicated this morning is very simple. What they are promising is very simple. Let's look for information out there in the space, repackage them, present it to the good people of this country. Because we believe that after every 8 years, governance will change or government will change. Let's do this so at least we can have something to talk about this morning. Because as you rightly indicated, all the things he's mentioning here are already in existence. youth in artisans and all these things. I know the YEA. I believe you are in this media space. You can also do this checker for me. The YEA has rolled out some programs for youth in artisans, right? YEA. They are running them across the country. TVET is already running, so I'm happy this morning. They believe that
if they're running, it means we can't add that.
So what?
Even if
so
we want to make it a bit
meaning,
special
there is nothing so novel. Do you get the point?
Is it
there is
about
nothing
implementation or is the novelty of that?
You see, we are running a country where we need to understand that policies are very, very significant in whatever we do.
But when the policy is solving a certain problem,
and there's a
it
policy,
doesn't have to be necessarily be novel.
You see, and there's already a policy in place that is being rolled out by government. Youth in artisan. If you go across the country, in my region, Bono region, if you go to Brekum, we have youth there, we are training them. As of yesterday, I saw young men climbing light posts, being trained. You look at the point. That's a lot yesterday. So what I'm trying to say this morning is very interesting, that what the NDC is proposing as the way forward are already in place that we are running, we are implementing. So it should tell Ghanaians that if what we are running and implementing is what they call solutions to this country's needs, then clearly, my brother, this is the issue. We are already running these policies. We've rolled them out there, they are in existence. And you tell me that I want to come and introduce something new, like something similar. It should tell Ghanaians that indeed, it is true. We do admit times has been a bit hard over these few years or 2-3 years. But what we are trying to say is that if these are the solutions they are putting before us, then clearly, Ghanaians should stay with the New Patriotic Party. Because we've already outlined these policies 2-3 years ago. We've started implementing them. And as not even far from here, do you know this? My senior, Kofi Ofosun Kansa, in charge of the Kaya program. It started some few weeks ago. We had a whole lot of mockery about it. As of last week, we saw young ladies driving Ayalolo buses in Accra here, being trained as drivers in Accra here. Have you seen the videos? As of last week. We've seen young ladies being trained in makeups and other artisans' work within a space of 3-4 weeks. Do you get their point? So if this is what they are professing now as the solutions to this country, it is very simple. We are not poo-pooing the ideas. We are not trying to make mockery of the ideas they're proposing. No. What we are saying is that if this is the solution for this country, then the good people of this country, please stay with us. Because these are policies and programs we've already started rolling out. And all what you've said so far, they are in existence. All the policies he's going to talk about here, and from the Youth Manifesto, which I have called the SRC Manifesto, everything they've outlined is already in existence. For instance, I'll wrap up quickly within a minute. For instance, with this policy of, how do they even call it? The free tertiary education. They want to call it free tertiary. But because of what they've done in the past, and the fear of it coming back to haunt them, they've decided to call it, what's the name of the policy? The free first year university fees, right?
Yeah, for the entrance fees, yeah.
You see how funny it is that in 2013, I was a student back then. I was made to pay utility charges of 500 Ghana cedis as a university student. As of 2013. And today, these same people tell me, and as at that time, we had the Deputy Minister for Education, Honorable Kujota Ablakwa, justifying why I needed to pay the 500 Ghana cedis as utility charges in 2013. And today, they come back and tell us that, let's make it first year free. Why? Because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has promised that let's give tertiary education, let's make tertiary education free for all persons living with disability. I hope you find that particular promise he has made out there. That let's make tertiary education free for all persons living with disability. This is the policy. And all overnight, we hear our brothers from the NDC come up with a youth something, because they know that coming Sunday, we are going to launch our manifesto. So let's quickly come out there, throw some of this information out. So on Sunday, if the MPP comes out and make mention of any policy, we come back to the good people of this country and tell them that, you see, these are our policies they are picking up from us. It is never true. What is happening is very simple. They understand now it is important we make education free. Just as they opposed and poo-pooed the idea some years ago and made mockery of everybody in this country. That free senior high school is something we don't need. It's something, if I have $2 billion Ghana cedis, I will not invest it in free senior high school. Over almost 40 adverts against just a single policy, just a single campaign policy. Yet today, you sit here and tell me we are going to train these people here. What they are doing is very simple.
Okay.
Let's pick with the policies in existence, rebrand them like Money Yo. What is Money Yo? Something Senate is already running, and you come and tell me it is money, yo.
Very well.
Thank you very
Move
much.
on to lawyer.
Good morning. Good morning to our viewers, and good morning to my young panelists and brothers. You know, KMJ, I've heard my brothers speak, and one thing that comes to my mind is, where's the plan for Ghana? Is the plan our manifestos?
Is it a national plan?
Yes. Is our plan the manifestos? Because there could be a boom and bust scenario. If it so happens that the NDC, let's say they come into power, and they come into power in 2028, what happens to this? Equally, the MPP bring up something. They come into power. They don't come into power next election. What happens to it? The boom and bust situation. We need a plan for the country, especially where youth activities are concerned. We need a plan. And political parties should agree that we need to put a plan together for this country. That parties come in, there's a plan that we are all working towards. You cannot blame NDC for doing what they are doing, nor can you blame MPP for bringing the policies they want to bring out. But is it sustainable? Is it sustainable? All the monies that we're talking about, where is it going to come from? When you look at our economy, the way it's stranded, going 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, it's not going to be an easy situation. And you know one thing I find missing in all this campaign? Nobody seems to be telling us how we are going to manage our economy going forward. Because once we get out of IMF, we would be on our own, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
We would need to find money to run our economy. Where is the money going to come from? Yes, in as much as we want to elevate the youth. Isn't it a situation where we look at strengthening SNIT and getting SNIT to do the things that would be beneficial, not only for the youth, but for all? So, for instance, SNIT takes pensioners' money. SNIT takes money from Ghanaians towards their pension. How is that money invested to give the kind of returns that when you are now pensioned, the money's paid you, you can live on? Yeah. Because right now, if you look at pensions that are being paid, some can't live on those pensions.
Yes.
So isn't it a situation where you try your possible best to make SNIT more effective for people to believe in the system of pensions? Shouldn't we do that? And the informal sector, have we been able to structure the informal sector in such a way? In this entire Fourth Republic, I won't even talk about, particular seasons or particular eras. This Fourth Republic, have we been able to let people understand the meaning of pensions and what pensions do? So that it's a natural progression, whether you're in the informal sector, whether you're in the structured sector, it comes easy for you that I sell tomatoes in the market, I'm a trot driver, my pension is something I have to look at, it's sacrosanct. So every month I've got to put money towards it. Some people in the markets don't even understand what pensions are. So all this, and I have said that our democracy is more an election democracy than a developmental democracy. Because come elections, you come and see the activity, yeah. The moment elections are over, everybody goes to sleep. Is it helping the nation? Is it helping build this nation? Because I don't think we are trying to build a nation. We are trying to make promises, actualize promises that after a certain duration of time, those promises fall by the roadside.
But it's scary because in the next 10, 15, 20 years, we'll still be doing the same thing.
That is where we should look at the plan. Because in the next 10, 15 years' time, the population of Ghana would have increased.
Yeah.
How are we planning towards that increase of the population, and how we now put that increase in the population in some of the things we are doing? How are we doing it? And for me, that is where the discussion is.
But lawyer, how is it so difficult? Because, I mean, if you find a president like Nkrumah who had a nationalistic overview of what we intend to achieve, even by extension Africa, and we have had people who have left that era, still in this system that we operate in right now, and unable to see beyond being partisan and being national, and we feel that it's okay. How do we get out?
You see, where we find ourselves today as a country should have been the trigger for us to now sit and think on a nationalist basis. Where we find ourselves today, cocoa production has gone down by half. We haven't done oil production in the last 8 years. These are the parts of the economy that bring money in quickly. We are stranded, we can't even pay our debts. We find our professionals leaving this country in droves. We find the youth leaving this country in droves. Isn't it time for us to sit down and ask ourselves, where are we going? Isn't it time for leaders to sit down and say, where the country is heading for is not helping? How do we pull the brakes on this so that in the next 10 to 15 years, we can plan towards that? How? We are sitting on TV, knocking our heads together. Knocking our heads together because of a policy that might take place, or it might take place and then you don't see the life of it going forward. So, came to some of these discussions, I would rather situate it more in seeing how we build the nation. I think we've passed that stage of doing politics the way we did it in 2016, the way we did it in 2012. We've passed that stage because of where we find ourselves today. 3 square meals is a luxury, isn't it? Should it be? Should it be? Look, yesterday, I'm not sure whether you read the Times yesterday.
The Ghanaian Times?
Yes, Ghanaian Times, which talked about the scarcity of rainfall.
Yeah,
and the way it's affecting agriculture. Isn't it something that we should look at? Isn't it scary going forward if climate change is going to create this kind of situation where food is going to be difficult to grow? And you tell me it's a party politics situation? No, it can't be. It cannot be. It's a situation where we've got to bring the people to understand it. Jack, where we are heading for ain't going to help us. So in as much as the NDC say they have a policy called Munio, which can help. If SNIT is doing it, it's an addition, but is it sustainable going forward? Look, me, I've passed that stage of partisan politics, knocking heads together. I'm looking at a situation where we can develop this country to a stage where things run automatically. Once upon a time, my brother was talking about artisans. Once upon a time, Ghanaians were the best artisans in West Africa. A lot of the old generation, the older generation in West Africa were taught by Ghanaian teachers. Artisans, in terms of craft, it was Ghanaians who went to teach others. So what went wrong? And that is the question we need to ask ourselves. Why are we where we are today? What has brought us here? What are the mistakes we made that hasn't helped us be able to move this country forward? Are we addressing it? Are we addressing it? And tell me, are we paying? And is the informal sector making such amount of money that makes it easy for them to even say, we're going to do pensions? These are things we've got to discuss. These are things we've got to put on the table, and these are things we've got to see how we rectify it going forward. At my age now, definitely, a time will come, KMG, when you call me, I'll be home because I'll pass myself by date. But you be in your prime. And if you're in your prime, you gentlemen, they're in their prime, and you can't make two ends meet, what would you say about my generation? You point fingers at me. So what do you people do that here, pray? And it is something we need to talk about now. This partisan politics that we do, this first past the post situation that we have, unfortunately, it's not helping us. Because we all feel we have the knowledge of being able to do some of these things. Yes, we might have the knowledge, but how do we implement it to make sure that it benefits the people? And for me, that's the question I need to ask.
Very well. Let me try and get some few messages from our viewers, engage them a bit, and we'll get back into the conversation. So I'll start somewhere at the top. And it says, good morning. Please tell the NDC communicator that my mom is a fishmonger and she's enrolled on the so-called branded policy Money Your Insurance Scheme at SNIT. This policy is already in existence and SNIT is operating it since last year. They should stop rebranding themselves. 150 years, monkey is still a monkey. Watching you live from Western Region, Shama Shadrach Owusu, Shama Abue sent in that one. Is it the same? Is it the same name? Metal.
It's just renamed. That's all.
It's just what?
They just renamed.
But he also mentioned that
he just said rebranded. He just said rebranded. He just.
Yes, but he mentioned the same money.
He's only trying to make a reference to it.
Okay. Because, anyway, good morning. My name is Mark Jones from Commander. Please tell the NDC man to tell their people to stop branding old policies to be new. And this tells us that ex-President Mahama has nothing for Ghanaians. Okay. This one over here says that, good morning to KMJ. I love this policy of Mr. Mahama to help young salary workers get their dream house. As we speak now, we the youth find it difficult to save, talk less of building house for ourselves. Moro from Adringano sent in that. Another one over here says, I'm ashamed it's a very big disappointing and disgrace how Ghanaian politicians are always lying to us, trying to make a wrong appears good. God save Ghana. Why are you doing this to our country? Why are you doing this to our country? NPP, stop lying about things you didn't do. Stop, please. We are not stupid. That's the NPP lies. Please, are you sure you are Christians? Do you love Ghana? Please stop this joke. God will not forgive you. We are hungry now. Poor people can't eat food. We can't eat free education. Okay, so that's, you didn't add your name to it. Okay, let me go here. This one says, good morning, KMJ. Because we are not prepared for free SHS before going into it, that's why we are going through all these hardships. Look at how our children are suffering in school. I have to send food and money regularly among others. But every day, because that's the only policy they are implemented, they don't want to accept their mistakes. They are not apologizing to Ghanaians now. Why? Because they know they failed. What a selfish government. They will see the difference in December whether Ghanaians are enjoyed. But Bawumia cannot save now. He said he would save us in future. This says, John from Achim Tapu sent in that one. This one over here says, planting for food and jobs was somebody's policy. We started planting to get jobs and create jobs since the days of Diego Diazambuja, but NPP made it a party promise. So long as we have not solved our problems, we always find other ways to solve them. Monio is good policy. Patrick in Accra sent in that. So it says, good morning, KMJ. This thing about it's already happening is now the order of the day. Do you remember Dr. Bawumia, who said the 24-hour economy is bad? He later on said it was already happening. Hey, NPP, that's from Listowell. Let me go down and see what Sami Boache sent this morning. It says that the good people of Ghana are very discerning and they will never make the mistake of voting for Dumso and incompetent again. No, they will vote massively for Dr. Bawumia Napo and the NPP to break the age to protect the free SHS, and it is possible. Regards to Honorable Charles Champong, the MP for Asman Kesse. All right, let me go here. And it says, Vice President Elijah Bawumia should all, as a matter of urgency, stop giving us another promises again, because no Ghanaian will believe whatever he says again. He's Elijah Johnson from Agotime, Kotoy sent in that one. Let me go to this one over here, very long one. Hamza in Pig Farm says, good morning, my brother. Truth be told, my heart bleeds for this nation and I'm sad this morning. My bro, hope you have seen what is happening in Enyim in Eastern region and Konongo in the Ashanti region. Serious galamsey taking place in the daytime. I sometimes wonder even if we have leaders in this country. In Konongo, the galamsey is taking place about 50 meters from the Accra main road. And according to the EPA boss, he is informed by the DCE that they were going to do dredging, which ended up in Galamsey. Nobody is arrested and authorities responsible are all quiet. Mr. President promised to put this as presidency on the line. My brother, climate change is affecting us and the rains are not coming in the north for farmers to harvest. But look at what is happening to our water bodies and our forest reserves. I am so disappointed in this NPP government led by President Anado and Dr. Baumia. They cannot be trusted. They are full of scammers, but they should remember they can fool some people sometimes, but they cannot fool all the people all the time. A word to a wise, all right. Akonsi Gariba is in Tamale. He says, good morning, KMJ. If Ghanaians have not short memory, as Mr. Muhammad said, the NDC told Ghanaians that anything free is not good, to the extent that the NDC had to play Pastor Mensa Otterbo's audios on various sets to the hearings of Ghanaians. Ghanaians shouldn't allow the NDC to get away with their falsehood, inconsistent, and disbasement of Ghana politics. Mr. Mahama promised not to promise, yet he's still promising. He's also a liar. The NDC should stop the name calling and communicate to Ghanaians with decorum. My greetings to Dr. Mahmoud Amin Adam. Okay. This one says, good morning. The name is KMJ. Please let the NPP guy know that whatever they say, it won't be heard because he and Baolaya keep on lying to Ghanaians. One student, one chocolate. It rather becomes one student, double track. Baolaya and NPP should go to Cape Coast to launch their campaign because Cape Coast people are waiting for their airport and harbor. Daniel from Pando. They're going to Sekendi Takrady, by the way. And the NDC is coming to Cape Coast, so just so you know. Good morning to you all. NPP will lose this election whether they like it or not. The percentage margin will be wide. JDM 54.67% and Baumia 43.87%. This is the real results that will happen in December 7, 2024. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay. Let me go here. This one says, good morning, Mr. Host. The NDC Youth Manifesto is a game changer. It will help the youth to start building their lives. Exponent from Bolga Central Upper East sent in that. And it goes on and says, good morning, KMJ. There is no policies that is not in existence. Health insurance was in existence. Free education was also in existence. Yet we put you in your manifesto and you own it. So what are you talking about, Mr. NPP? Exponent from Bolga sent in that. Alasa Sese in Senu Central says, good morning to everyone. I can see clear hope is in this youth manifesto in the future when John Mahama wins the 7th December 2024 elections. So I urge all Ghanaians to rally behind the NDC and John Mahama to rescue power and reset our country for better development and economic freedom for all Ghanaians. And this one over here says, JDM has proven to be selfless, hardworking, and vibrant leader who has the youth of this land at heart. His government is not one that is built on needless propaganda and empty sloganeering as the NPP. Indeed, I firmly believe that JDM will put an end to favoritism and nepotism when it comes to recruitment of our youth into the security services. I want to use this platform to call on the well-meaning youth of Ghana to vote massively for JDM and the NDC come December 7th. The vote for JDM is a vote for the creation of jobs and economic stability. Daniel Akpaliok from Sandima sent in that one. So those are some of the messages you've sent to us this morning. We appreciate it. We're grateful. A big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise as well for giving us the opportunity to do this. You can send your messages to us on our WhatsApp line. We're streaming live on Facebook as well. And today we're looking at the NDC Youth Manifesto, which has in there the Money scheme, a special scheme that they intend to put in place to take care of some informal sector workers, including the commercial drivers, farmers, and also fishermen as well, traders, market women, artisans, and among others. And so we're trying to scrutinize that. But if you need a television screen that is larger than life, we're talking about 32 to 55 inches. Franco Trading Enterprise says we've got them. A refrigerator that you need to change in your home. Franco Trading Enterprise says we've got the quality one that you need to actually get. And so make your way there and grab yourself one. CCTV cameras to monitor your homes, your offices when you're not around is very important. Franco Trading Enterprise is giving you that and even more. Accessories, we have them. And if you want to replace your phones, you can just come through and grab some for yourself. 0555939311 is the number you can call us on and speak to us. Don't pick any number on social media to talk to us, please. Just call the numbers that you can see on your screen. Better still, you can get the Franco Trading app on your phone. It's the Franco Trading app on Google Play Store, and you're good to go. But yet, the website is www.francotrading.com, and you can also ask any questions you want to ask, the inquiries you want to make, the numbers you want to call on, and all that. All right. Franco Trading Enterprises still phone Papa. We're grateful. Metal, do we have money enough to cater for this scheme? How do we intend to generate money for that?
You see, I told you before I spoke about the insurance scheme to cater for these artisans, the fishermen, the farmers, all these people in the informal sector. I told you that we've identified a skill gap within the Ghanaian economy. We've identified that most of our artisans today, or most of the people of Ghana, when they need professionals to embark on things that my senior here mentioned, that Ghanaians were the best when it comes to these crafts.
Some years back.
Yeah, some years back. But today, what has happened? Today, if you want a painter, and I'm telling you, ask those in the construction sector, ask those who are building today, ask those who are in the fashion industry. When you want most of the people who are experts that they are hiring to do the design and the fashion designers for them are not Ghanaian, they are Francophones. Most of the people who do these POP, these professionals, are Francophone. Okay, even this biogas technology, now people have moved away from using the traditional manholes and using the biogas technology. Most of the people who hire to do these things for them are not Ghanaian. So you ask yourself that what exactly is happening in the system. And of course, if people are our own who are engaged in these skills, people feel that they are not professionals enough, and therefore they will go for other people. Obviously, they will not be making the money. And once they are not making the money, they will not be able to put some down to ensure their future when their strength begins to fail them, when age begins to catch up with them. So it's important that looking at the gap over there, some of these things might be in existence. Some of these things might be something that we already know. But how do we handle it from the roots of it? How do we handle it from the fundamentals? We've identified that, see, these people are not making enough money. These people are not getting the certificate to be able to make them marketable enough to get some of these jobs, so they're not making enough money. So looking at a comprehensive plan, we are saying that, see, we are going to give them the professional learning certificate. If you go and learn apprenticeship, okay, we are going to award you, and we are teaming up with the TVET institutions to be able to award these certificates. Having gotten a certificate, having polished your skill, therefore you become marketable, and then people hire you. And when the people hire you, now you start making money. When you start making money, you need to start thinking about your future. You need to start thinking about how to ensure your future. When you become old, when your strength begins to fail you. So the money, your policy has come into existence. KMG, if this policy has been in existence and it's being implemented by SNIT, okay, have you heard about it? Have you seen how many artisans, how many people in the informal sector have you seen being enrolled onto this scheme? The NDC has sat down. We've identified a gap. We've identified a problem within the skills sector, and we want to address it. And we are saying that, see, the people of Ghana listening to me, don't be swayed by anything. If it's in existence, you know about it. If it's in existence, you know how many people in the informal sector that. What is this whole thing that when the NDC thinks about a way to solve a problem, and then they come out and then they say it's in existence? The 24-hour economy that they are talking about, that they say they don't even understand. When John Dramani Mahama spoke about it, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, somewhere in the northern part of Ghana, stood up and said that this policy is already in existence and that Chobas operates 24 hours already. So therefore, the 24-hour economy is in existence. See how shallow-minded they are when it comes to the issue of the 24-hour economy. We are talking about one job, 3 people, and 3 shifts, and you are saying that Chobas operates 24-hour economy is already in existence. See, the Youth Manifesto launched by the NDC on the Youth Day. It's not because of the MPP going to launch their manifesto on a Sunday. That day was International Youth Day. The National Democratic Congress, led by John Dramani Mahama and our National Youth Wing leadership, identify and appreciate the efforts of youth in the development of a nation. So we could not leave them on a National Youth Day without giving them a message. And we give them a message of hope. And we are launching our manifesto on the 24th. We said a long time ago.
So this was going to happen. If you're a trader, if you're an artisan, if you are all of these people that we've trained, when you start working, you make some contributions to money and the money you gives you back the money when you're done, or when you're in your late years and you're struggling, or we have some seed we're putting into this fund that would ensure that whatever contribution that comes in, we support them with that. How are we doing?
So when you're an artisan, because we've built it up, you've made it marketable, you're not making money. When you start working, you'll be making small contributions into the money. So when you become old or at a certain point that you cannot work anymore, these contributions that you've made over the years, when you had the strength, there was age on your side that you were working, will come back to cushion your pension. So therefore, you can get money at least to feed yourself. You can get money to buy some sort of medications and all that. And if you don't want this as a youth, then what do we want? This is something that is well thought about. This is something that we are on a roadmap to implement MC. This nation, it's about time that we stop doing partisan politics in some of these things. I expected FAD to applaud the money your policy than do the normal politicking with these things. Ghana is a country that is rich in gold. Ghana is a country that is rich in cocoa. Ghana is a country that is rich in most of these natural resources. But yet, the youth of this nation continue to suffer. So as youth, see, Uncle Jadzwa, very soon their time will be past and they'll be gone. You and I are the ones going to lead this country. So what is a policy that is going to address our brothers and our sisters, those in the informal sector? We are privileged to be in the formal sector, but what about those in the informal sector? And the president, the leader of this nation, John Dramani Mahama, the leader of the NDC, brings up such a policy. Don't come and sit on national television and be playing politics with it. Sometimes when it comes to national issues, let's address them. And I think that the money your policy is a very good policy. And it's a comprehensive youth policy that we give. I spoke about we addressing the housing deficit within the system. I spoke about the education. See, when it comes to education, you go to tertiary institutions. One of the major problems with students entering tertiary institutions is the first year, when they are supposed to pay for their entry fees, admission fees, and then all that. It's a major task and a major hurdle that most people who are admitted into tertiary institutions have to cross. John Dramani Mahama, in improving the lives of our youth in education, is saying that, see, all first-year students are going to have free fees. They're not going to pay anything. In any tertiary institution, we're talking about the nursing training colleges, teacher training colleges, and our universities and all that. You're going to have free fees on all that. You're asking me that, how is it going to be that? EduWatch has come out with a policy that is going to cost us about 275 million a year to be able to do that. And when you look at the amount of money, that's just about 10% of the money that MPB says they're spending on free SHS. And then if you look at, you ask me how we are going to be able to get the funds to be able to do this kind of job. You are losing.
Some of your communicators said that you're going to cut down the expenditure in terms of governance.
Of course, John Dramani Mahama said that he's cutting down the government expenditure. He's reducing the number. He's reducing the number of sites.
You may have to also get into the Get Fund accounts as well.
Yes, we are going to uncap the Get Fund accounts. And if you look at the monies that they are spending at the presidency, okay, just for buying car tires and battery. Car tires and battery. They spend about 54 million Ghana cedis in buying car tires and battery. At the office of the vice president, today, the leader and the flag bearer of the NPP, on his presidential cabinet retreat that he went, there's a workshop over there. They spent over 23 million Ghana cedis on that retreat. What at all did they go and do there? Did they go and sell gold over there, or what did they do over there? And you look at the expenditures and expenses they are making at presidency. And John Dramani Mahama is saying that when he comes, he's cutting down on the expenditure. He's cutting down the size of government. He's cutting down on corruption. Okay? When you even cut down on some of these things, you get the monies in the system.
And
to cater for some of these things.
Back?
Pardon?
The students will pay back?
The students are not going to pay back. So when you're done with the first year, from the second year, you're supposed to pay your fees. However, the John Dramani Mahama administration, okay, is introducing the Get Fund Plus, the Student Scholarship Plus. So that any student, even before you get to the second year, you apply for the student loan. The first year is completely free. But from the second year, you apply from the student loan, and then you'll be able to use it to cushion your fees. And that one, when you're done with school, you're done with national service, then you pay back the monies back to the government. So for the second one. But for the first year, it's free. You're not paying back on anything. This is a message of hope. And I spoke about the housing deficit. For any young man listening to me today, if you do not have money to build a house, okay, today, just relax.
So you have explained that. Somebody even sent a message and congratulated you for that.
Yes, so I would tell my brother that you should be nationalistic a little, and I appreciate that this is a good thing that will help the youth.
Okay, all right, fine, let me come to you. I'll try and do some messages from Facebook before I go to the lawyer as well.
My brother tried to make me look like I'm being partisan this morning in the show. I think it's unfortunate. Why? This is coming from somebody who paid for 40 advertisements against a single policy that was going to take care of every single Ghanaian's need, education. Very, very important. My uncle here made some very thought-provoking analysis on the problems we are facing as a country. But I don't think that a country investing in education is missing something.
Who said so?
No, I'm just trying to make some addition to what he said.
Okay.
A country investing in educating its people is definitely doing something good, right? Because if you pick all the developed nations and you pick the parameters in measuring their development, one of their parameters will be centered around education. Do you get the point? So if you're able to educate more of your people, it's one step towards you developing your economy.
And you're talking about developing education.
I don't think anybody here has any problem with the education in its form we have today. Because the education we are enjoying today, Thomas Mwenim, that young man who went to Brunei University and graduated with the first class, is a graduate of free senior high school policy. Do you get the point? So if he can leave Ghana here with free senior high school and go to Brunei University in UK and come up with first class, and within 4 years, he topped his class consistently. He topped his class. So what is quality? What is the issue of quality here? I believe our education.
The quality is
I believe
the impact
our
you're making
current education
and you
here.
can't single out one person. And say, if that one person.
Do you know?
No, I'm not. I'm fine. What I'm saying is, I'm not disputing the fact that we're providing education. What I'm saying is quality education what we are putting the emphasis on, or we are saying, since one person has been able to go to Brunei and come back and all that, it means that we're providing quality education. That's all I'm saying.
I'm trying to
so are we providing quality education? Yes or no? That's what I'm asking.
Wow. That's a very serious question you are asking.
Of course.
But then, please, I'm going to deal with it. 7 Ghanaian students wins award in the UK, in the UN conference in New York. There are examples of examples out there we can make reference to. Just because you have problem with its form, does not mean we've compromised on quality. No. It shouldn't be like that. The issue is that we've provided education to over 2 million Ghanaian students today, as we speak. When we took over in 2016, we had less than 800,000 students in school. From independence to when we took over, as we speak, we've doubled the figures. Let's also appreciate where we are coming from as a nation. So my uncle making the claim that we are missing out the key issues here and politicizing everything, I find it a bit difficult. Why? Because this is a government that has indicated that let's invest in education, let's invest in training our young people. As I made earlier on, as of last year, we launched a program that is training over 20,000 young Ghanaians. And the good thing is that we are even giving them monthly stipends of 500 Ghana cedi each. Do you get the point? This is what we are giving out to the good people of this nation. We've put up TVET educations across the country. We are investing in robotics in this country. Today we have young senior high school girls in Ghana here, but some senior high school girls, using their hands as senior high school girls, putting together things that will beat your imagination. So if we've not seen it yet, we should not rubbish the entirety of everything we discuss here. No. There have been some effort being made over the years. In as much as we admit that there have been some challenges being faced with our economy or with our country in whole. Do you get the point? I'm trying to say some systematic challenges. If I'm going to deliberate upon them, I believe we'll not even finish the whole discussion. But what we are saying is that there have been some effort being made. And also, to the issue where I say that these policies are already in existence, does not mean I'm trying to poo-poo the idea coming from the NDC.
I think you made reference to that.
What I'm trying to say is that if you want to come and take over the leadership of this country, and your promises and the solutions you are professing are solutions that are already in existence, being run by the existing government, then clearly, Ghana should stay with the existing government. That's the point I'm trying to make on that note. If the NDC solutions to our current situation is to come and rebrand existing policies and name them money, your youth in whatever. As I indicated, youth in artisan has been enrolled out by the YEA, which is already there. We've seen it. People out there, they are witnessing it. If you go to the TV centers across the country, students are there being trained. So what I'm saying is very simple. If they want Ghanaians to trust them as a political organization, and with this they are 1333, it clearly confirms our position.
It's 133, not 333.
You said 133. I said 133. I didn't say
Yeah,
333. Okay, another 3, making it 33, right? No worries. So 133. Yeah. What we are saying is that this 133, whatever you're promising, it is an interesting thing that we know that based on our economy, we have a demand-driven economy. And with any demand-driven economy, you first have to create the demand. Just like our Minister for Trade, as of last year, Honorable Katie Hammond went to Parliament with a bill to restrict the inflows of imported products into our economy to help create local demands. That was the idea of that policy. Yet, we had the NDC, who believe they have Ghana at heart, stood up in Parliament, shut that bill down. Are you aware of it? Last year. And the idea was that let's restrict the inflows of these goods into our economy by way of what? Increasing local productivity. That was the idea.
Oh, my father.
But then, please, don't do
No,
that.
Fab, just wrap
But
up.
then, you objected to it. You tell me, you sit here and talk about being nationalistic. But yet, a policy that was going to create 1, demand, 2, create jobs, 3, boost our economy, and 4, give some strength to our currency. You objected to it. And today, sit here and rebrand policies and tell me that we should believe in this. What I'm telling Ghanaians are very simple. Ghanaians, if it is true, if these are the solutions they're professing, then please, Ghanaians, I'm begging you this morning, stay with the New Patriotic Party, because these are policies we are already rolling out. We have them in existence. All we need to do is that we assess them, review upon them, then improve upon them. Okay. If they can profess anything new, just like I've said before, that 24-hour economy, there's nothing novel, because if you go to Osu, 24-hour is running. If you go to Medina Zongo Junction, 24-hour running transports in services. If you go to Seko, the OA bus terminals there, they run 24 hours. So what are you going to give them to increase the 24 hours?
That's your understanding.
Please. Lastly,
that's your understanding.
Somebody is promising this, and very interesting. Somebody is promising an economy where you can stay in your room at 2 a.m., still renew your driving license. Somebody is telling them, no, don't stay in your room at 2 a.m. Come from Medina Zongo Junction and go to DVLA office, wherever it is in Accra, go to Tema, 2 a.m., and go and renew your license. Does it even make sense to you? So please, Ghanaians, we know where this economy is heading towards. What they are telling us is that don't sleep at night. 2 a.m., go and renew your license. We are telling them, no, sleep at night. 2 a.m., pick your phone. If you want to transact on your bank account, all you need to do is that I'm with GCB. That's *422#. You are good to transfer money from your account to your mobile money interoperability, right? You are good to send money to anybody at any point in time, 24 hours within a day. So you don't need to come out from your room just to engage these services. So Ghanaians, it is nothing new. It is just because, as I said earlier on, you see, elections are 8 years, 8 years. That's what they believe. So if 8 years MPP is in power, let's come up with something 8 years. Let's tell Ghanaians within these 8 years. And on that basis, Ghanaians will vote for us.
Okay, what is your alternative?
You want me to talk about my alternative? The producer told me we are going to discuss your policies. That's why we are here.
Okay, so let me get into some of the messages. And this one over here. Okay. This one says that looking at what the host is doing is not helpful. Instead of him to ask questions, he's there helping the NDC communicator. I was expecting him to explain to us how their leaders are contradicting themselves. Please, multimedia, stop your bias. Apart from Samson and almost all of you. Okay, that's your opinion, by the way.
I think it's becoming a bit obvious recently. That's all.
They did what?
It's becoming a bit obvious, I think, recently.
How?
It's become a bit obvious. I don't know.
How?
It's because your people are feeling.
Oh, can you go back for me to?
What do you want us to talk about? What good thing?
No, but everybody's entitled. I mean, I don't take these things personally.
What do you want us to talk about? Why are you doing that? What do you want to
get the messages.
If this is somebody's class, don't mention names.
Gentlemen, I'm reading some messages. Please stop. Fad. Please stop. Both the NDC and NPP, and that's from Amma Valerie. It says both the NDC and NPP are selfish and greedy people. Bahama called Ghanaians short-term memory people. But let them know we remember what was going on in their government. Baumia isn't any good. He should have done that while he's still a vice president. We need new leaders, young and honest. These young men are just being used as puppets by the greedy old man. This one over here says, okay, I've already read that. And I'm giving my response to that. I have to quickly, sir. Good morning, KMJ. Oh, can we go to this? Okay. Good morning, Joy Prime. Please, I'm pleading with the board chairman of National Lottery Authority to tone down on the collapsing drums he's playing to lottery. Oh, what keeps happening right now? Okay, so let me go up then. If NPP have assistance policies, why are Ghanaians suffering? Let me go through this one over here. It says that, good morning, Joy News TV. Please, I'm pleading with the board chairman. Okay, that's what I was reading earlier. He's pleading to lottery companies and he's issuing ultimatum, telling the general public on major stations not to deal with them after August 28, 2024 regulatory requirements. Please, he exercises constraints to avoid job losses like the banking industry collapse because these companies have been operating for years, and when they go down, what happens? God help us. All right, Thad, you are aware of anything like that?
I believe yesterday there was a communique out there that they should hold on their issues, and I think yesterday I saw a communique out there like that.
So this concern is legit, right?
Yes, it's legit.
Okay, all right, but we'll try and also dig into it and find out.
There's a communique yesterday. I think yesterday they had a board meeting with. I think they had a meeting with a private. You know, the name is private something agents.
Okay.
Agents. Yeah, I think yesterday there was a meeting, and I'm told that they should hold on with the activities involving them. And I believe they've given some deadline or something. What is important is that I believe these are all bordered on regulations and.
Okay.
So let's also understand that if you are operating in this country within any sector, there are some requirements you need to also have to put in place. So I think they should.
And that's basically
what's happening. So they should have to look at it and deal with it.
Very well. Let me come to you, lawyer.
You know, I was sitting here and I was thinking, in the last 8 years, what has been the real impact of the government on the people of Ghana?
The last 8 years?
Yes, what has that impact been where Ghanaians can say we are comfortable? What has been that impact?
The doomsaw wasn't as much as it was.
Are we comfortable?
We didn't have a lot of doomsaw as much as we did in previous.
Are we comfortable? Are Ghanaians comfortable? To be comfortable means that your complaining is such that you can manage it. Can we manage ourselves in Ghana today? Is it possible? Food inflation. Can people afford food today? Can we? So, let me ask. Look, it's one thing getting a certificate. And another thing providing quality service. So, the young people who are coming out, we're going to give them certificates to help them prop up to get the types of jobs that they are looking for. What about the quality of the goods that they are going to produce? Is it world class? Is it competitive? And I'm saying these things to be able to pinpoint where the challenge is. So I can give you a certificate. You just finished journalism school. Give a certificate. You bring it to, multimedia. Okay, they put you in the seat. Can you provide the quality that the people want to see? That is debatable. For instance, we train drivers, don't we?
Yeah.
When we train drivers, do we train them to understand the rules and conditions of the road? Do we? See how we drive.
It's believed that that's what they.
But do we?
They do.
Do we? It is believed, but does it happen? When you look at the way we drive on our roads, would you say our drivers are trained well enough that when a car in front of you indicates left, it means you at the back should give him the chance to go? Do we do that? No. What we do is that, you see, the moment you indicate, sure, they are speeding. When we get to traffic lights and it turns to amber, do we understand what it means from green to amber? Or it turns to amber, because it's turned to amber, we just speed through. Do we understand? Quality. Quality. I put some points there. Look, one of the major challenges that we have in this country is not all these things we're talking about. One of the major challenges is the economy. Is the economy. Is cost of production. If the economy works well, and people are satisfied with the monies they are earning, what does it do? It opens up spaces for people to do things. When you have a stranded economy that like we have today, it's very difficult for people to say, I'm going to put my money in pensions. Because he can't even afford 3 square meals a day. So the economy is key. Have we been able to handle our economy well?
You think they've done? They've done well.
You put 2016 to 2020. You put it somewhere, pack it somewhere, and look at these last 4 years. Have we been able to handle the economy well? The quantum of money that has come into the economy, how have we used it? Have we really used it to benefit the people? Where the people say, X amount of money came in, this is what it was used for. It was prioritized well, so the people are satisfied. They have got some benefit out of it. Has it happened? Has it happened? And I'm not sure which of my brothers was talking about the demand economy.
I'm the one who made that.
Is that what we are looking for? Is that what we are looking for in this country? Demand economy? The government came into power, and what did they tell us? We are going to add value to factors of production so that there are jobs. Have we been able to do it? And those commanding heights of our economy, our gold industry, our oil industry, our agricultural industry, have we been able to make sure that even these three areas alone, we've done something about it? So take gold. Ghana now is number 1 in the entire Africa.
Yeah.
It is number 5 behind America in terms of gold production. How has it benefited the people? How? Galamsey, what have we been able to do to structure Galamsey in such a way that those who want to do small-scale artisanal mining can do it and can do it well? Today, it looks as if we've given up. You know, drive the streets of Ghana and go into the hinterlands and see how Galamsey is still destroying our lands. And so it is not just a question of putting these policies together, so far as I'm concerned. It's a question of tackling the challenges that we face to be able to make these policies work for us. Because if Galamsey is destroying the land, what do we have? The land that we depend on, the land that everybody lives on, the land that provides everything for us. If Galamsey, one product, is destroying the land, what do we have? Very soon, everybody will leave this country. Very soon. Because 1, you can't afford to make ends meet. 2, the land is being spoiled by Galamsey. 3, our agricultural products are not accepted abroad because Galamsey has done what? The chemicals that they've used for Galamsey has now infiltrated the food chain. Even our fish today, we cannot guarantee because it's water that is being contaminated and this water is flowing into the sea. These are the challenges that we need to look at. And I don't hear it being talked about enough. That is why, for me, we need a plan. We need to stop this politics we are playing. Because Ghana, at the present moment, is in surgery. It's in surgery.
And the CPP is not in the picture.
Well, we are part and parcel of the problem. We are part and parcel of the problem. And why are we part and parcel of the problem? We don't seem to see that if we don't get our acts together, nobody's going to mind us. That's why some of us are saying, for us to be able to make strides, 1, the Nkrumah's grouping should all come together. Let's stop the nonsense we are doing.
That's the CPPs.
Yes, well, not the CPP, the Nkrumah's grouping.
Yeah,
The Nkrumah's grouping.
Yeah.
The CPP, GCPP, what do you call it? GC, all those small Nkrumah's groupings should come together as one. And it's not a struggle to say, okay, we've come together, I want to be heard. No! The right person would emerge from within that grouping. And we've got to be able to convince Ghanaians that we are ready to take power. And it will start now if we are looking at 2028. But if we don't do that, we will sit where we are.
Okay. Very well. That's all our conversation for this morning here on the show. I must say a big thank you to you. Oh no,
A minute.
I don't even have 1 minute. Just 1 minute. You know seconds.
Oh, come on, just a minute. Just a second, please. Just a second.
Oh no, what are you saying?
No, I'm just saying something.
No.
Oh, no, it's not a response. It's not a response, but just to draw my
There's no time for that.
Just to draw my uncle's attention.
Let me end by saying there's no free lunch anywhere.
What is
any kind of monies that you're doing
promising free? Like free
you have
university.
to pay for it.
Free tertiary.
All right,
How are we going to pay for it?
Free tertiary. It's not
How are we
free.
going to pay for it?
This morning,
There's no
we're
free
still
lunch anywhere.
playing, Star 281 hash. Star 281 hash is what we're playing in terms of quick cash.
Hey,
so please do well and play. Yesterday, I understand we have our winner yesterday on the line. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Oh, it was a female. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's your name, please?
My name is Amma.
Amma.
Yes.
Oh, Amma. Okay, so how much did you win yesterday?
I won 1,000 Ghana, you won't believe it.
Oh, I do believe you. Your voice
It was
is enough for me to
unbelievable.
believe.
Yeah, I'm kind of still in bed.
Oh, I see. Oh, nice.
It was really surprising because I just turned on it and I was like, let me try this. And honestly, trust me, I couldn't believe it. I didn't know whether I was happy, whether I could cry. But yeah, I did. I won it. Thank you so much.
So I want to believe it's your first time that you played and you won.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! And Roslyn and Esedo have been playing.
I had just five Ghana cedis on my face. So I was like, let me really try this and see if it works. And it really did.
You must be lucky, huh?
I guess so.
Congratulations. Yeah, just one time and she's got 1,000 Ghana cedis. What are you doing?
Just one time. And it was just 5 Ghana cedis on my face. You won't believe it.
You're blessed. Have you spent the money already?
Thank you.
Have you spent the money already, Yama?
Of course. I needed it so bad.
Oh, no. It means I can't chill with you tomorrow. You've spent all the money.
No, I beg.
No, this is bad. Anyway, thanks for playing and continue to play.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Welcome. All right, so that's Sam over there. She won yesterday, and so you can also win. Just make sure that you play a star 281 hash, and you're good to go. Now, option 7 is Joy Prime, and you can play from 5 Ghana cedis upwards. I mean, a lot of people have played, they've won, they are doing so many things with the money and all that. You can also do the same, and so continue to play. A big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise this morning for making us get into this conversation here on Newsflash. We really appreciate it, and to the men who joined me this morning, a big thank you to them as well. There's still more coming up, and see where the Golden Girl is on standby with the latest updates in the world of trends. Now, finally, we'll be coming through with some sports updates as well in a bit later. Our relationship conversation will be on what makes up, two people, one that decides that they actually are coming from one place, they decide on one thing and they want to do it. Others coming from diverse, views. How do they even make it happen? Which one makes it even easier for them to live together? I have a partner. When I say A, she believes in A, we move together. Our ideas are the same. The others, they are like this. I mean, how do you navigate around this? So that conversation is coming up on our relationship. You're not married.
You're married.
No, lawyer.
Hey, lawyer
has been there. He has done that, so he knows what it means like to have one common agenda as a couple or as a relationship. Anyway, that's also coming up right here on the show. A bit later, we'll wrap up with entertainment.